Welcome to the Atletifo Wrestling Podcast.
So on Saturday we saw Elimination Chamber with the main event, the long-awaited main event of Sami Zayn against Roman Reigns. So, Taya, what did you think of the event?
The match. When I watched it, I thought it was a pretty good event. Like, I thought the men's chamber match and the main event were both really good for opposite reasons. I was like, so the thing is about like flippy shit. Like, I always go talk about like flippy shit. I think it was done right in the men's chamber match, where like every single person in there looked really good, which is a very hard thing to do. And there were some crazy fucking spots, like the one with Johnny Gargano and Seth Rollins on top of the chamber, and then Johnny Gargano does a Hurricane Rana, but like he fucking hits his head, and it was just like pure action. I thought it was fucking sick, personally. Like, I've not seen a better chamber match in like quite some time. And the main event itself, I have quite a lot to say about that, but let's just talk about the men's chamber match for now. Matt, what did you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed I certainly enjoyed the men's chamber. It was I struggle to think of a better chamber match that I've seen, in truth. At least, for the last 10 years or so. As you say, everyone looked like a star, which makes a difference. I never felt like there was any real wasted time in it either. Everything just seemed to flow really well. Montez Ford looked great. Seth always does, but he looked awesome in this match as well. Gargano, even Bronson Reed, I thought did a good job.
Definitely.
That match definitely was comfortably the best match of the night. The previous three matches I thought were dreadful, in truth. Like, Women's Chamber was okay, but nothing to write home about. But the Lashley Brock match was awful. It was so bad.
Bobby Lashley, and Brock Lesnar. I never thought that would be like a good pairing, to be quite honest. I know you were quite high on Bobby Lashley like years and years ago, Matt. But sometimes time is undefeated, as they say. Hamish, what did you think of the event?
Well, I think with let's say about the Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley match.
Yeah.
Like, Brock Lesnar never does well against people like his similar size. He's always better against somebody much smaller, like an AJ Styles or a Daniel Bryan, where he's like the big monster they gotta like take down. Like, when he's against like the Undertaker, it's not quite as good. It's a bit like, oh, he's just like a normal guy next to someone big. But he gets like a Daniel Bryan, he looks massive and like a big shaven gorilla.
Yeah. You don't want someone like the Big Show next to him.
So would you not be that fussed on seeing him against like Gunther, for example? Would you think that match would be similar?
I think Gunther, he works a different style, really. Than he works more like a Daniel Bryan than a Bobby Lashley. He's not really a power guy. He works more of an old school sort of style.
Yeah.
Lots of chops and holds. I think that would be, we get Brock to actually do some wrestling again for the first time in about 10 years.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Definitely.
Be a novelty.
Some more suplexes and all that.
But I think the event itself was really good. I really like how it was only 5 matches. That these like shorter shows are much better than packing in 10 matches. Getting a Carmella singles match in as much as you can. Just like, don't need everyone on the card all the time.
Yeah. You don't feel burnt out either at the end, do you?
Yeah, you want to be...
No, the old 4.5 hour pay-per-views were just dreadful.
Oh yeah, we had the pre-show, then you had the post-show as well, and you had what were someone's thoughts on this and stuff, and the WWE Network being advertised. Good times. Except it really wasn't. It's always good.
It's long and...
Yeah, it's always good for people to be leaving wanting more, I feel, whenever it comes to this type of stuff, rather than people feeling bloated.
I felt that way with the Clash at the Castle we went. It was we saw five or 6 really good matches. But you think who wasn't on the card, like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, big stars weren't on the card. You think, well, I'll go next time and see them because there's so much more they could have done.
Yeah, of course, quality over quantity, as they say. That was good. Good event, man. Hope there's more like it.
I was very excited for WrestleMania coming up.
Me
Definitely. I wonder what's going to happen with Reigns then. How about the main event though of Elimination Chamber? What did you guys think of that?
I thought it was very good. A lot different to the Chamber match.
Mm-hmm.
It was more sort of slow and story driven.
Yeah.
Especially when Jey Uso came in at the end and they were like, will he, won't he attack Sami Zayn, and then he immediately attacked him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then you sort of you knew that Sami Zayn wasn't going to win, but you just wanted him to win so much. Like, oh, if I wish enough, he might win.
Mm-hmm.
If I really believe enough and shout on my television.
Exactly. But that's like good wrestling then, isn't it? Like, it's sort of, you could say to yourself, oh, the hometown hero should have won, but it's also just as powerful for them to be pinned and like the whole crowd just to be like silent. I think that was also really good. And like the storytelling of the match was really good as well.
It was like when Brock Lesnar broke the streak and the whole arena was just in utter silence. And you were like, what have I just seen? The crowd in Montreal were just like, what? No.
Yeah.
No. I didn't sign up for this. They did.
Yeah, definitely a better version
Knowledge
than
him.
like Drew, because they didn't have like Justin Trudeau sing American Pie afterwards. It was just really, really good, I think. I think like even in the match there was so many good things. I think Sami Zayn using the Superman punch against Roman was fucking sick. And like, Roman doing all those finishes and everything, like he's a really good wrestler. I feel like his sort of sense of, like I said this last time actually, but even this time I think his sense of how to pace a match, what to do in a match, and like, just psychology and stuff is so, so good.
I think he's a really good storyteller.
Yeah,
I'd say.
100%.
His matches are they're fairly formulaic in terms of the way that they're built throughout, but yeah, and obviously the result. But I still find them far more engaging than I would most matches.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does that well. I think his best work vocally is actually in the ring during a match, more so than on the mic.
Yeah, no,
I think he's really good at that.
I love that when he like yelled at Sammy's wife. That was really, really cool, and all that. Like he was like, "This is what you do."
I love that when he was saying to his wife, I'm providing for him so he can provide for you, so really it's your fault.
We love a gaslighter, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh man.
The Lad for Wrestling podcast encourages
We do not.
gaslighting.
We do not. We just thought it was funny.
Look at the adjective, gaslight.
We never said that. What are you talking about? You're just going crazy. Gaslight's not even a word.
I've gone Uso crazy.
When are they going to say Uso again? Oh man. It's just...
One day they'll come out and do the hacker and everyone will go, what? Oh yeah, they did that 10 years ago. Yeah.
Someone...
That got old
That's
fast.
back when they got no reaction from anyone.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Oh, in the bathroom, I can't say anything. Oh, wow. The funny thing about the sort of the booking of the match and stuff, like with Jey Uso coming in and like Roman handed him a chair that he turned around, and all I could think of was like, Roman, you don't learn, do you? Like, stop turning around to people who are like morally questionable when you give them a chair. Oh, bro.
Like, it happened to you twice already with your close friends.
Yeah.
Let's not go a third time. Learn from your mistakes.
To be fair, what I was thinking what was going to happen was that Jay would strike, and then Roman would basically grab the chair from behind him, turn around. Like, either that, but, yeah, I mean, obviously what happened was really cool, but that's, like, a spot I think would have been cool. Like, he just grabs the chair and is like, yeah, bitch, I knew you'd betray me. I am the bloodline, I am the tribal chief. And then,
Where
like,
do you guys
uses
think
the
they're
chair.
going to go with it at Mania, then? Do you think they're going to do a tag match?
Yeah, they'll do Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against the Usos, and then Cody Rhodes against Roman Reigns.
You think Jay will side with his brother, then?
I think they've already sort of decided that, haven't they, with the thing in the match there. I think Jey Uso is not turning with Sami Zayn.
Yeah, but he's also not...
I think after WrestleMania, they'll probably have Jay turn on Roman Reigns and do like one more Jey Uso Roman Reigns match. Maybe people are saying Roman Reigns is going to go part-time, go to Hollywood, but I've never seen him act in anything. And if it's anything like Suffering Succotash, I don't want to see him in anything ever.
I mean, the only acting he's done is in the Hobbs and Shaw film. And out of the two gigantic Samoan wrestlers in it, he was by far the better one, because The Rock was awful in it. And,
Was he?
It's just The Rock, innit? It's the same thing every single film. Like, he's like, oh, look at me, I'm badass, but I have family. Literally, like, it's even worse than Vin Diesel. It's genuinely worse than Vin Diesel. He's always like a single dad
Do you know what's
who's like has a kid that he's finding it hard to connect with because he's spending time being a badass and he's not allowed to lose a fight in his contract and all that. That is The Rock. I'd much prefer watching any other wrestler.
Him being a badass, having a family, and not losing a fight. That's literally Roman Reigns' entire character.
But Roman Reigns makes it more compelling. than The Rock does. And The Rock has a script written for him like over months, whereas Roman Reigns has a week to come up with this shit.
Yeah, so the writers go in a room for months and go, "We'll put him in some khaki and put him in the jungle
With a white shirt. And have him have a heart of gold. Oh, The Rock. What a fall from grace, man. He literally thought that... You know what? We're not going to turn this podcast about The Rock. I'm sorry. We have to focus on the wrestling. Yeah.
Maybe next week can be about The Rock.
We can do a whole Rock special.
Because you have some strong opinions, so I think you should host next week.
I mean...
The Rock's cast.
You know what? Next week we could do a whole thing about... was it wrestlers turned into acting? Talk about The Rock, The Miz, John Cena, Batista.
Yeah, the great actor, The Miz.
He tried it, didn't he? Randy Orton as well. Randy Orton did it too. Who else?
Ted DiBiase Jr.
China.
And X-Pac. Don't forget X-Pac.
How could I forget? Oh, Lord.
Wrestling conspiracy theories for you to mull over.
Okay.
So I'll read them out to you. I want to ask some questions, give your opinion, etc. So the first is entitled Goldust is Cody Rhodes' dad.
Ooh.
Starting off strong with that one, huh?
Ooh, okay.
What's your initial reactions?
Finally someone says it.
What is the age difference between the two?
I believe, according to this one Reddit post, when someone made the claim, there's 16 or 17 years.
And what's the age difference between Cody and Dusty, out of interest?
I think it's about 35, 40.
Okay.
It's
You know
16
what?
years between Goldust
get
and
it.
Cody.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I'm not saying it's true, but
I
it could
don't
be.
get it.
It feels a bit like an EastEnders plotline where, you know, the son or the child has a kid too early and the parent's like, don't worry, I got this.
I don't...
You mean Kat Slater and Zoe Slater?
Yes, exactly that, yeah. Maybe they were inspired by that.
Yeah. Or like Jack Nicholson. That's what happened to his family.
Really?
Yeah, I think it might have to do with basically he was filming Chinatown, which has sort of a similar plot. And then he was telling his mum about it, and she was like, "Son, I have something to tell you." And he was like, "What the fuck?" Which is, you know, was a funny part. And then I guess his mum was like, "Forget it, kid. It's Chinatown." But it
Is that the movie China was in?
actually was. Forget it, kid. It's X-Pac.
I'm your mother. Well, I fucking hope not.
Oh God.
That's what we just
Your
did.
mummy now, X-Pac. Oh, lordy lord. But yeah, I think that conspiracy
Anyway,
theory is
so,
complete bullshit. Like, what the fuck? 16 years old.
Well,
Who's...
I'll go further into it.
Alright.
This is the Reddit user whose name escapes me said, "I've done the googling, so you know it's legit,
Yeah.
and I finally put all the pieces to this puzzle together.
Finally.
This explains.
Who was waiting for this? Finally.
This explains why they have two different mothers, because no one can comprehend the concept of a half sibling.
Oh man. That is...
A 16-year-old Goldust got Michelle Rubio pregnant. Dusty Rhodes, being the great father he was, did not want his son saddled with a child at such a young age, so he claimed fatherage of the Cody fetus.
What the... what? What the fuck did he call him? The fetus?
The Cody fetus.
Still a better
Oh.
gimmick than Stardust.
So well, that makes sense why they have the same face paint, because he's his actual father.
I guess... No, it doesn't.
So the idea is that Dustin Rhodes, a 16-year-old, learned to wrestle, gets this similarly aged woman pregnant,
Oh, 16.
who would later marry Dusty Rhodes,
Yeah.
and then they hid in a Jack Nicholson
Sort of
style
situation.
hid the fact that Dustin Rhodes was his father, and never told Cody Rhodes. But this guy worked it out because he can't
No,
believe that half siblings can exist.
Do you want to know my conspiracy theory about this conspiracy theory? So this potential Reddit user, this Reddit user, right? He was basically a hardcore Christian, Right, he's a good boy. He's basically Butters from South Park, right? Really innocent. He reads into his favorite wrestler, Cody Rhodes, and he's like, "Oh, he has a brother, Dustin Rhodes." And then he finds out, "Oh, they have a dad, Dusty Rhodes. Who's their mum?" And then he finds out that they have 2 different mums. He can't comprehend it. He can't comprehend. He's a hero, Dusty Rhodes, right? He's become his hero now. That
I was going to say, why is Dusty's hero now? Moved on fast.
Because Dusty's an American hero. There's nothing more American than Christianity. Well, there's nothing more Christian than being American. Either way, basically, he was like,
Yeehaw.
"There's no goddamn way that my hero Dusty Rhodes can ever do, cheat on his wife or betray his wife. You get married to one woman forever." So he concocted this theory to, help himself cope. And then when the people came and they gave him the cool jacket that doesn't let his, arms move and everything, and then he was set free, that's when he wrote this down. That's my theory. Christianity.
The cool jacket that you can't.
Yeah, it's got loads of belts on it. It's really trendy.
That sounds nice.
Okay, I've got a conspiracy theory to this conspiracy theory. What if it's actually a smokescreen
Uh-huh.
and Cody Rhodes is Goldust's father?
It could be.
Maybe that white hair is his actual hair, and he's actually like 75.
He wrestles pretty good for 75, I'd say. Like, it's quite impressive. So,
Better than Ric Flair did.
woo! I don't think he did. Will Cody Rhodes also blade when he's 75?
Yeah,
I
probably.
hope he does at WrestleMania.
Depends what company's that, I suppose.
He jumped through a flaming table on Dynamite for a match against Andrade.
Was it a dark match?
It was a pitch black
It was
match.
pretty dark. Yeah.
Pitch black match. They didn't allow the audience to. They did it backstage to test it out, and they wanted it to be like
The
word
only
of
thing you could
mouth.
see was the fire. It's going
Yeah,
viral.
right. And then everyone looked at AEW. They're like, "Hey, we didn't start the fire. It was always burning."
That was
Your
poor.
call. What's the next theory?
Well, for you, what's your thoughts on this one? Do you think it's true or
It's
false?
not true.
Is Goldust Cody
It's
Rhodes?
not true.
Wait! I haven't asked the question
I'm
yet.
sorry.
Do you think the Goldust is Cody Rhodes' father?
No, I don't. I'm not convinced. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt, are you convinced?
I've consulted with my team, and I think we're going to say false as well.
Well, there are no points on offer in this one, but you are both probably correct.
Yeah.
Look how you have the answer. Like at the end of the fucking page, there's like, is this true or not? And then Goldust weighed in or something. He's like, no, it's not true.
Hamish has his contacts.
I'll
at
tweet
Atletifo.
Goldust after this. I have no contacts whatsoever.
Exactly what someone with contacts would say.
Okay, so do you want to go to the second conspiracy theory, which is more believable?
Go ahead.
Sure.
So as you probably know, Shawn Michaels was injured in the late 90s.
Yes.
His back injury during a casket match against The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
And he was out of wrestling for 4 years, in which time he opened a wrestling school, trained Daniel Bryan, friend of the podcast, Brian Kendrick,
Mm-hmm.
all the big stars.
I thought you were going to say this is when we wrote
However-
fanfic.
And then he came back in 2002 with his back healed and started a feud with Triple H, and then obviously had his run until 2010. But there is a conspiracy theory that he was never injured
Okay.
at all.
What was he doing during these 4 years?
So
Was he in prison? Is that what the theory thinks? And it was all some elaborate cover-up.
No, but that would be a good one. And there was also the fact here that they paid him throughout the entire 4 years he was off.
Oh, really?
$750,000
Just
per year for doing sod all.
God, that sounds familiar.
So, do you want to hear the theory why
Yes.
he wasn't injured?
Okay,
Well,
sure, go ahead.
Shawn Michaels was famous for never wanting to lose when he was the champion. I think he was the world champion 6 times, and I think 3 or 4 of those times he just said he was injured to lose the belt.
Okay.
So he was famous for faking injuries to stay on the top, basically, to not have a loss on his record.
Mhm.
And his back injury came just before he put over Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania,
Right.
which really kicked off the Attitude Era and made Steve Austin the biggest star in wrestling, and The Rock was coming through too.
Mhm.
And And he never wrestled The Rock because him and The Rock's nan had a falling out once.
Oh, of course, that would do it.
But that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
So the theory is that Shawn Michaels he faked a back injury,
Yeah.
left wrestling,
Uh-huh.
kept his the money coming in, opened a wrestling school,
Right.
and then was going to bide his time until this whole Steve Austin thing blew over, and then come back right on the top before he left. Do you think he came back in 2002 when The Rock was off to Hollywood?
Uh-huh.
Steve Austin had walked out on the company,
Yeah.
was retiring the next year.
Yes.
There was a spot on the top of the card. His deal was up then, his $750,000 deal.
Mhm.
So he was going to stop getting paid then.
Right.
WCW was gone, he couldn't sign for them. So the theory, he faked a back injury for 4 years, went off to open his school, kept getting paid. As soon as the money ran out and the spot on top, came right back in.
Hmm.
It's quite
Interesting.
possible, actually. Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't like losing and doesn't want to lose, it would make sense to go away during that Rock and Austin time. And also, if he had such a serious back injury that had left him out for 4 years, how is he functioning in a wrestling school?
Counterpoint. If you're teaching, you don't have to like take bumps and stuff like that. So I think like it's a lot easier as long as you have like other people to do it.
But if you've got a back injury that
But if you
means
read,
you're out for that long, surely it's going to be quite significant, isn't it?
I mean, consider the work rate of like doing shows every single week compared to like a wrestling school. You know.
if you read Daniel Bryan's book, he details how Shawn Michaels would occasionally get in the ring and do like back bumps to show the students how to do them properly. He getting frustrated they were so shit, so he would get in the ring and take bumps on his back
Ooh.
at times.
This is new. You brought first-hand evidence. I like it. Primary evidence. That's good.
No, I was not there, Tab. That's not first-hand
Wait,
evidence.
what? Is that? Well, Brian was there.
No, I was 3 years old at the
Ted
time.
was Brian this whole time.
What did you like fake a back injury when you were born and during that whole time were you actually like waiting for the Attitude Era to end?
Yeah.
Are you Shawn Michaels, the back break kid? Oh my god! I think
Go on.
I was just gonna say like I think it's kind of plausible because like he came back at sort of the quote unquote perfect time, but I don't know. It could be another way. Like I think he could have been faked, and also like he could have been ousted from the company for being such a cunt about not losing and stuff like that. And then someone said, "Okay, no, you're injured now." And every single time he tried to come back, everyone was like, "No, you're not going to be getting the belt instantly. You're going to be doing like mid card stuff." And then he was like, "Oh, okay, then I'm not going to come back." So I think there might be some element of truth in it. I don't think he was like doing it at
Matt, what do you
Sorry,
think?
yeah, Matt, you
What's
go
that?
ahead.
As I said, yeah, I think it's certainly more plausible than the whole Rhodes EastEnders crossover. But I mean, it's a long time to be out, so it is a weird one. I mean, sure, I'll say on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being impossible and 10 being certain, it's closer to 10 than the previous one was. It's probably like a
Okay, well,
a 3 compared to a 2, though, you know.
Well, before you make your decision,
Mm-hmm.
I got some more information to tell you, which could sway you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Between the supposed injury, he didn't wrestle a single match up until WrestleMania against Austin.
Yeah.
He then left for surgery, which took apparently 18 months to recover from, allegedly.
Wow.
And there were plans to bring him back as a wrestler, but he spent 2 times in rehab for drug addiction, allegedly.
Uh-huh.
And then they kept paying his salary because he would have just gone to WCW and would have been even more fucked up because they didn't give a shit about drugs. So that could be why they were still paying his salary. So there's levels to this. There is explanations
Yeah.
for both ways. So
Yeah, it's far more plausible than the last one. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think also there's a whole thing about truth being stranger than fiction. Obviously, it's like quite convenient when he came back in 2002 and stuff.
Mm.
But there could just be a lot of things, just happen to work out. Like sometimes that happens, But I think it's true personally. I think it's completely true.
Okay.
The Taby gone true. Matt, what do you think?
I mean, I'll probably stick with false, but it's certainly possible.
So we've got 1 true, 1 false, and as always, there are no answers to this question.
The
so...
hell? Contact Sean right now.
Okay.
Ask him.
Hamish, what are your thoughts on this one? Do you think it could be true?
No, I personally think that he was just absolutely fucked up on drugs the whole time.
That's probably it.
I think that's probably it. But it's interesting to think about. You never
Yeah.
know.
You never know.
As Teb said, truth is stranger than fiction.
Indeed.
So if we go on to the third of these conspiracy theories,
Go on.
that Brock Lesnar was not booked to beat the streak.
Okay.
So obviously we know Brock Lesnar broke the streak, Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
Pinned him after 3 F5s and ended a 21-0 streak of wins at WrestleMania.
Mhm.
But what if he wasn't meant to that night? What are your thoughts?
Is the theory that he changed the plans on his own accord last minute, or that the plans that he wasn't initially meant to beat it?
The theory is that by the time they got to the ring, the Undertaker was meant to win the match, but Brock Lesnar decided that he was going to win the match.
Oh, I thought it would be different. I thought that because like with refs, the rule is like they have to count it as if it's real, like if people are down. I thought that clearly because Taker was concussed, he forgot to like kick out at the third F5, and then Brock basically broke the streak by accident. That's what I thought it would be like.
Well, that's another theory, but this one was actually proffered by Paul Heyman during an interview with Inside the Ropes. He let out the theory of saying that basically Brock Lesnar thought that day, I'm bigger, I'm stronger than Undertaker. No one can beat me in a fight.
Mhm.
I'm going to go out there. I'm going to concuss the Undertaker.
Oh,
I'll drop on his head with a or either that was on purpose. He was concussed.
did no one tell Brock
I'm
about
going to
kayfabe?
F5 him. I'm going to hold him down, pin him. What are they going to do? They're going to sack the man who just ended the streak.
That's
I've just killed 25 years of booking. They're not going to fire me for that, are they? They're going to make me the champion because I'm the guy who ended Undertaker's streak.
Mm.
And Undertaker, what he said, was concussed. He can, if you want to stop him, if it was a fair fight, maybe, because he's concussed, nothing you can do about it. Maybe Brock Lesnar saw Undertaker's out of it. I'll take my chance, win the match. I'm a made man then, because he was. Brock Lesnar was not on a great run at the time. He lost Triple H WrestleMania 20.
Did he not?
7, 8, something like that. 29.
Mhm.
He beat CM Punk at SummerSlam, but then he had very forgettable matches against Mark Henry and Big Show.
Oh God, yeah.
And the match
Not
that
ideal.
the match with Undertaker was very hastily put together. It was, I think Brock Lesnar had a contract from Triple H saying, "I've got an open challenge WrestleMania, any match I want." Undertaker came in, challenged him. That was it. That was the whole build-up. There was no reason for the match. So Brock Lesnar thinks, you know what? They put me in matches against Big Show, Mark Henry, Undertaker. I don't need this. I'm better than this. I'll go back to UFC and fight, or I'll beat the streak, become the biggest star in wrestling, and make millions upon millions of dollars.
Interesting.
So I don't think this is true, but I do think there's some sort of merit to the theory that he wasn't initially meant to win it, and that the plans changed sometime during the build-up. Whether the plans changed on the day, or whether it was sooner, whether it was earlier, I don't really know. But I don't believe he would have acted on his own accord and changed the ending himself during the match. They had the graphic prepared, which seems like a weird thing to have done if they hadn't envisaged that he would win it.
True.
They flashed the graphic up, didn't they? Then again, some can make it.
Some
like 2 minutes.
Some people did report that they did see the graphics flash 22-0 for a time, because they're a big company. They're going to have the graphics prepared for every eventuality. If something happened in the ring and the ref had to make a call and say Lesnar won, they're going to have the graphic ready just in case.
I suppose,
Exactly.
yeah, that's a good point.
I don't think it's one of those things where took it into his own hands. I think it's just, maybe personally, I feel like maybe the decision was made a lot later than we think. You know, like maybe it was like just as they were about to like, you know, go out for entrance. They're like, oh yeah, you're gonna break the streak, because I do agree, like from what everything you say about how like Brock was having a bad run, and also like Undertaker being the Undertaker to get concussed, and like there wasn't much build up. I think it's plausible personally, but I don't think Brock has it. I don't think anyone has it in them to take the result of something as big as the Shriek into their hands like that, because it's still quite a gamble, isn't it? Like if you were to go against, like, remember Vince is a tyrant, right? Like you go against his word, he'd be so mad unless like it worked out, I guess.
If he did go against their wishes and break the streak, that he wouldn't still be employed by them now. Maybe they would have had to keep him around to make it fit the storyline, but I don't think they would still want to be on good terms with him if he'd done that. So I do think I personally think that when they first decided they were having a match, that Taker was going to win, but they saw throughout the build with Heyman, the whole, was it eat, sleep, conquer the streak? I think that swayed them more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, it had to end sometime in it, and I feel like with everything that happened with Brock afterwards, they were planning like a huge push for him anyway.
Yeah, he
So,
did
like,
murder Cena like 4 months later.
What a guy.
I personally think I don't believe it, but I do think the thing was decided late on because they saw how over Roman Reigns is getting and thought, okay, well, Reigns Lesnar for next year. How do we make Reigns beating Lesnar the biggest thing we possibly can? We'll have him beat Undertaker, build up Brock Lesnar to beat Undertaker, John Cena, Seth Rollins, and then Reigns beating him will be, you know, pretty bigger than the streak. Lesnar will be bigger than the streak at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Lesnar went on an absolute rampage after that, didn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right there. I don't think it's true that he changed it himself on the night, but I do think that the plans were changed at some point.
Yeah, no.
Tab, so what do you think about that?
I think it was plausible. I feel like maybe Brock might have called an audible, or like there may have been a mistake with the streak being broken in the first place. So I think it's plausible, personally. But like either way, it could have happened. I mean, stranger things have happened in wrestling. Not gonna lie. Like this one time, Shawn Michaels, right, when he got injured, he wasn't actually injured. He was just biding his time until. But yeah, I think
I heard Shawn Michaels took time off to father Cody Rhodes.
I've heard Cody Rhodes was Shawn Michaels' father, and they conspired to have the Undertaker born and have a streak. I don't know. I think that's plausible. There's a weird night. There's a weird win. Like you'd think that the end of the streak would be this huge thing, but yeah, knowing how wrestling is, could be worse. Could be different in it. Well, yeah, no. I guess we'll never know.
So we learned that so far Matt is much more sceptical than Tab is.
I'm very, very gullible. Apparently it's written on the ceiling somewhere, but I can't find it.
So yeah, that's all conspiracy theories. So we'll move on to the game show portion of the episode.
A game show? What the hell?
Now I'm excited.
Now this segment is called I Got Goosebumps.
Like Michael Cole says. Guess what I have right now?
Yeah. Goosebumps.
No, white skin, same as Brock Lesnar.
Well, that is where the name came from. It's a game where you've got to guess the wrestler.
Okay.
From the clues given.
Okay.
The game had a different plan originally, which made sense with the I got goosebumps saying Brock Lesnar, but that's gone now. But the name remains. So I'll give you four clues.
Okay.
Okay. And after each clue, you can buzz in and try and guess who the wrestler is.
Okay.
Okay. If you get on the first clue, you get 4 points. Second clue, 3 points.
Right.
Third clue, 2 points.
Okay.
Fourth clue, you get 1 point. After the fourth clue, you get unlimited guesses, but one at a time, obviously.
Right, okay. I got you. I'm ready.
There were three wrestlers to guess. Most points after 3 rounds wins the point.
Can I just ask before we get started? first of all, how do we buzz in? Is it buzz in by saying your own name, or do you like
Like a Pokemon? Pikachu!
Yeah, Tab, you say Pikachu,
Yes!
and Matt, you can say Bulbasaur.
Okay, cool.
Pikachu.
And
Okay.
if I guess incorrectly, am I frozen out of that round?
Yes, so every round you get one guess and then you're frozen out.
Mhm.
But apart from the fourth round where you get unlimited guesses but no two in a
I'm
row.
so excited.
Okay,
Bring it on.
are we ready to
Bring
begin?
it on.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, round one of I Got Goosebumps. I'll make a jingle to put in there at some point.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Okay, so number one. This Canadian wrestler is a former tag team champion
Pikachu!
in the WWE.
Bret the Hitman Hart.
Incorrect. Yours to steal, Matt.
Okay. Matt. Bulbasaur. I was going by the Quizzlemania rules of buzzing with your own name.
Yeah, we're not pretending. Don't pretend you're a Pokemon.
Okay.
God.
You throw me off now.
It's a...
Rene
That was all me. That
Rene Dupree. Is that right?
Incorrect.
That was a good shout as well.
Damn. Good guess.
I thought he was French, but he could be Canadian.
Well, he's French Canadian.
That's not a
Okay,
thing.
number two. He was the winner of a battle royale at WrestleMania.
Bulbasaur Tatanka. Is he secretly Canadian?
No, he is famously Native American.
I thought he might be secretly Canadian,
Pikachu.
Would I hear Pikachu?
Yes. Owen Hart.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
So we've had so far Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Rene Dupree, and famous Native American wrestler Tatanka. For the Canadian wrestler who is a former tag team champion and won a battle royal at WrestleMania.
Right.
Tatanka is also not a former tag team champion.
Okay. Right.
But apart from that,
And I heavily doubt he won a WrestleMania
Oh
battle
my
royal.
god. I think I might know this, but...
Okay, so
okay, next one.
clue number 3. He starred in the movie Jingle All the Way 2 alongside Larry the Cable Guy.
I feel like I should know this. but I just
Pikachu?
don't.
Tab.
Fuck, I had it in my head. Oh, man. I was gonna say The Miz, but Miz is American.
There is a time limit if you
Big
buzz in.
Cass.
Incorrect. None of those things apply to him.
What do you mean? He won a Battle Royale, didn't he? I swear he won,
Not at WrestleMania.
won at WrestleMania 31.
No, that was Big Show.
Oh shit, of course. It was quite... It was so big, how could anyone get him out? I swear Big Cass won an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at one point, but, you know, I'll concede
He
the
came second in the... He came second in the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Oh,
He's also not Canadian and not a former tag team
yeah.
champion.
Yeah, I thought he won it with Enzo at some point.
So, okay. So the Canadian former tag champ won a battle royal at WrestleMania,
And starred in Jingle All the Way.
and okay, and a C-list actor.
Hey,
No, he's right.
I'm just going to tick off the other member of whatever the tag team's called and say Sylvain Grenier.
Incorrect. I think he's the French one, actually.
Oh, okay.
One of them's actually French. Okay, so this is for 1 point.
right.
He won a WWE Championship, not a WWE Championship,
Right.
on his debut in the
Oh,
company.
Bulbasaur. Santino Marella.
Correct
Oh,
answer.
fuck.
Get in.
That is correct, isn't it?
He
Shit.
is
I just remembered
actually
he was
Canadian.
It's Anthony Corelli, I think his name is, isn't it?
He won the tag team titles with Vladimir Kozlov.
Mhm.
He won
Wait,
the Miss WrestleMania Battle
I mean,
Royale
clearly-
while dressed as Santina Marella.
Wait, what the hell? The Santina Morella is clearly someone
He
different.
starred. Well, for the purposes of the quiz,
Yeah,
I'll be
that's fair.
considering the same people. And he won the Intercontinental Championship on his debut against Umaga.
Oh, wow.
You did.
So that's a point from
From the
Matt.
crowd.
Well played. Well played.
I mean, there were some absolutely shocking answers in there.
What are you talking about? Big Cass was terrible, I would say.
Tatanka.
Tatanka was fucking shit.
He's Canadian.
I just wanted to move
Tatanka.
on. I just wanted another clue. I had nothing going for me. I should have guessed the other member
Okay, you've got,
of that tag team, really, shouldn't I? But
Okay, so the wrestler number 2. This American wrestler won the tag team championships with a current WWE star.
Bulbasaur. Is it Hardcore Holly?
It is
Oh,
hard.
no way. Oh,
Wait,
I knew
what?
your love for Hardcore Holly would pop up eventually.
You didn't love him that much.
Doula.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so he.
What?
Well, that's
I've already won.
that is 4 points to Matt. So he won the tag team titles with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was allegedly fired from WWE for stealing another wrestler's Rolex. He lost to Brock Lesnar in a WWE Championship match at the Royal Rumble, and he lost the tag team titles to his own partner
Yeah.
in his last WWE match.
Oh,
Ted
wow.
DiBiase Jr. has won it off him.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, Matt's won already. It's 5-0. But should we do the last one? Just
Yeah, why not?
see if Tim can get some
Pikachu.
respect.
I don't think I
Let's do
will,
it.
but
Okay,
sure.
so he was undefeated in NXT, but never won the NXT Championship.
Fuck. Pikachu.
Not
Pikachu.
Tatanka.
Showtime Percy Watson.
Oh no.
Oh shit. God damn it.
Matt, your turn to buzz in.
Undefeated in NXT. Oh, are we talking actual NXT, not game show NXT, right?
We are talking actual
Okay,
NXT.
cool. I'll say Roman Reigns.
That is correct again.
Fuck's sake.
What?
What the hell?
No way.
God damn you.
That's 9 points. I'll say so.
I bet Hamish is thinking,
say Jey
shit.
Uso. You put a lot of work in it. Jey Uso was the first person to pin him in WWE.
Really?
I would have got it from that, actually.
Clue 3.
Fuck me, man.
Clue 3 was his former partner has donkey dung for brains.
What?
And
What?
number 4 is he is a large puppy.
Okay, yeah. Who are?
Ooh, has he main evented
So, that's a
WrestleMania
9-0.
before? Like 4 times?
4 million
I
times.
see.
So that's the first game of I Got Goosebumps is a 9-0 drubbing
Destroyed me.
You're welcome.
by Matt
Oh my
Tateab.
fucking god.
I'm actually sorry. I feel
So-
bad.
You destroyed me. The hell?
And we'll continue. We'll keep the scores over the coming weeks and see just how badly Ted gets absolutely ruined.
I know, right? What the fucking hell? My wrestling knowledge is terrible. But
I can't believe I fluked those last two.
Did you actually just fluke it? Fuck's sake.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, well, Seth was obviously in NXT and he won the title, I think. I think he won it off Big E, possibly, or vice versa.
He lost it. He lost it to Big.
That was it, yeah.
Lost it to
So I
Big
thought
E.
maybe it's someone from the Shield. I nearly said Ambrose, so I almost hit the post on that one. But yeah, that was jammy. Beginner's luck.
I'm torn between making it harder for Matt or making it easier for Ted.
Make it harder, man. I'll fucking figure it out. Matt just randomly guessed Hardcore Holly and Roman Reigns. Like, how the fuck can I compete with that?
Can you remind me what the clue was for Hardcore Holly that I got it in?
He's a tag
It was-
team champion.
This American wrestler won the tag team titles with a current WWE star. So it could have been Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns, any tag team champion for the last 10 years, pretty much.
I think the way you worded it made me think that this guy's not around anymore, but the other one not only is, but they're a big star. I think that's
Ivan Koloff.
that's how I interpreted it. Maybe that's not how you intended it to be read, but
That is how I interpret. But I thought because of the way I was trying to get you off the scent for Santino, you would think I was getting you off the scent for this. I was playing 3D chess, but it was you weren't playing chess in the slightest, so it was irrelevant.
I was playing Kaplunk.
You were playing regular chess and mocking my third dimension.
No, I wasn't even playing. I didn't even load in. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah. You didn't realise chess was a two-player game,
I know,
did you?
right? I thought we were playing, checkers or something.
You were like, I'll be blue.
Where's Mayfair on this board? Oh my god, what a day.
So
I've actually got nutted on, bro.
That concludes the first episode of the hit segment. I got goosebumps. Teo, do the jingle.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, that's ours.
Yeah, we are.
That's what you
definitely
get,
nice.
kid. Fun fact: Kid Cudi made that, right? But he didn't copyright it. So then, and as soon as he did that, obviously McDonald's used it for fucking everything, right? And so now he copyrights all his music like instantly. So you see, I'm not completely stupid.
Doesn't copyright exist as soon as you make it, or is that
No, but when he made the deal with McDonald's, right? They were like, "Oh yeah, can we use this?" And he was like, "Okay, sure, why not?" But now he has like, "Oh fuck, I made a song that's like, well, I made a jingle that was really fucking good, but no one credits me for it because I give away all the rights." So now he doesn't do that.
Okay. So now that's complete. I think we should move on to everyone's favourite segment.
Sorry, it wasn't Kid
of
Cudi,
the
it was Pusha
episode.
T. My bad. Sorry, go ahead.
So I think we should move on to everyone's favourite segment of the week, the fan fiction round, where we learn more about the love story between the Undertaker and the backbreak kid, Shawn Michaels.
Cool. I've got it loaded up because I believe it's my turn to read this time.
You've been reading it in your off time,
It
huh?
is.
Okay, cool. Right. So there's a little note at the top of it before it starts. So I'll read that just so you get more context into the author. So it says, "Thanks to everyone who's been reading. Sorry the updates have taken so long. College has just gone into overdrive." At least they're in college. That's nice. "But hey, I've always got wrestling and anime and things to keep me sane. Enjoy. Comments are appreciated."
Did Taya write it? He's a weeb.
I barely watch anime. Like my brother's much worse than I am.
Oh, you got me there.
Yeah.
I do not watch anime. I'm
Roasted.
not a fucking weeb. Anime's for nerds.
I
I watch wrestling
only watch
instead
it
with big
semi-regularly.
oiled up men grabbing and throwing each other and grunting all the time. And I cry when Sami Zayn gets destroyed. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
I feel like I've been royally sidetracked. Okay. Are you guys ready?
I don't think anyone can be.
Well, tough. I'm going to read it anyway. "Wow," was all Sean said as they pulled up to a large building. It looked like the perfect place for a bunch of high teenagers to go when they wanted to have a rave or something. He actually says or something. Even the author doesn't know what the hell.
All these high teens. Well, that's a big building, perfect for a rage for our recreational drug
Or
use.
Come on,
something.
guys. Let's go for a rave. I need a abandoned building for this shit. Sorry, go ahead.
That the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels on a bike together.
They're like
naked.
40 at this point.
The Undertaker got off the bike and extended his hand to help Sean. "Isn't it great?" he asked as they approached the doors. "No one here will recognise us, so we can dance and drink freely if we want."
What the fuck, man?
No one recognised me, a 6'10" demon from Death Valley.
Or me, HBK, who never has a shirt on. Like,
I see him still donning the hat as well.
of course. And the fingerless
Sean
gloves
nodded,
as well.
understanding. "Ah, good thinking, Taker." He's calling him Taker again. "Now let's go," he said happily, hopping through the entrance. Once inside,
Hopping.
hopping. He does that a lot, right? Once inside, both men were greeted by loud music, a crowded dance floor, strobe lights, and a very odd, very sophisticated-looking bar. "Want a drink?"
Ooh.
the Undertaker asked as they walked over to a small table nestled in the corner. "No thanks, I don't drink," HBK answered with a smile. "At least nothing
Fucking lie.
alcoholic. You never know what someone like me will do when I'm drunk."
What the fuck? Wait, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Oh no.
Oh, please, fucking hell.
HBK is getting problematic now.
Oh God! No one can stop me with a bit of
Cancel.
alcohol in my blood. That's not good.
Who's going to stop me? You.
The Undertaker nodded. Got that right, he muttered, earning a dirty look from Sean. I like that. The two men sat on opposite sides of the table, surprised at how relatively quiet this corner of the room was. There was a dance floor filled with humanity in the middle of the several tables and booths. They had the table farthest
When
from
they
the
say
dancing
humanity,
floor. Yeah, I'm not sure what they mean by that. I mean, what else would it be filled with?
I'm picturing Otis.
Otis?
That's from WWE.
Right.
The big fat guy.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I'm picturing.
Big meaty
When they say
man.
human, just doing the work.
Okay, so what happens after they sit down at this secluded table?
They had the table farthest from the dance floor and closest to the bar, hidden perfectly from the masses. So, tell me about yourself, Sean said, with no preamble, after the Undertaker had ordered his drinks.
What? I can't hear you over this music.
Wait, tell me about yourself. I've known you for 30 years, Shawn Michaels.
Sorry, keep going.
He wanted to use the time to really get to know the big guy. The big guy is Ryback here now. What?
Wait, that's part of the text. I thought you said that.
No, I'm going to try and avoid saying anything that isn't on the text, just so I don't confuse you. But yeah, no, big guy's capitalised as well, so
I see.
Ryback must have gone back in time. Because if he was perfectly honest with himself, he was lonely with Hunter out and longed for a friend.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh, that's sad.
What do you want to know? The big man asked, green eyes sparkling for a moment as he leaned forwards. He, on the other hand, had wondered why Shawn Michaels would ever think of getting acquainted with him, but then decided that no harm could come of it. And besides, Shawn had
So
always
like
been something of a puzzle to him, an indescribable phenomenon, like a miracle or a natural
What's the
disaster.
indescribable? He's just a sexy boy. Like, God damn.
He's not his boy toy.
Boy toy. Oh, I love this.
What
He's such a. He's such.
You've known him for 30 years.
I don't. It's
He's
not
an
like I like you or
indescribable
anything. Back up.
Earlier, he was like, "Don't look at me getting changed." Now he's an indescribable miracle.
It's actually indescribable phenomenon, like a miracle or a natural disaster.
The phenom and the phenomenon, man. Come on.
Okay, anything in particular? Anything you want to tell me? Mark smiled. He's called Mark now. Alright then, black is my favourite colour. I'm smarter than everyone thinks I am, and my favourite actor is Robert De Niro.
Hey,
Is there a joke in that?
I am the taxi driver from the film Taxi Driver.
Seriously, me too. The Undertaker blinked. What? You're smarter than everyone thinks? He asked, thinking of all the possibilities this would entail. He knew it. Sean was one of the smarter guys.
I need to tell you something. What? I'm actually really smart, guys. So...
I'm actually super clever. No way, me too.
Shut the front door.
I'm so clever that I used to get a ride with Triple H to the arena. Now he's out. I just wait till the last person to turn up and jump in the back of their car.
Oh, their bike.
That's
Their bike
smart.
in this case.
Well, their bike as well, yeah.
Anyway, Sean shook his head. No. My favourite actor is Robert De Niro too. Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
Mark stared blankly at him for a moment and then began to laugh. And not just chuckle, but really laugh, in a way that he only rarely did. What's so funny? Sean asked innocently. What did I say, Taker? Nothing, Sean, the Phenom said, trying to stop laughing and failing. The Heartbreak Kid huffed slightly. Well, I'm glad I can at least make you laugh, he grumbled, turning his head comically and causing the Undertaker to laugh even more. As he looked out onto the dance floor, he noticed a group of 4 young people dancing not far from where they were sat, 2 boys and 2 girls.
Oh no.
Interestingly enough, the boys were dancing together and the girls were too. Okay.
It's just that homosexuality I've heard about in the news.
Wow, he said, tapping Taker's arm and pointing discreetly at the pairs. Now that's what I call being secure in one's sexuality. This is such a long chapter. I'm not even halfway through.
Shawn Michaels has gone. He's gone. Hey, Taker, look, gays.
Maybe that's one of us, eh?
This could be us, but you playing.
We.
Anyway, The Undertaker looked over and shook his head. Got that right. Even I'm not that secure, he laughed. And noticed how Sean's blue eyes widened slightly. Uh-oh, he thought, seeing the twinkle.
God damn it.
Ruh-roh.
That's not good.
Oh,
Smiles sweetly.
Seriously, HBK asked, looking into Mark's eyes. So you wouldn't be comfortable dancing with another man? You? I'm not sure what he means by that. Taker tried to stop the blush he felt coming to his cheeks.
So I don't think coming on his cheeks.
I paused because I was just waiting for you to comment on that. Well, not really. I mean, it would be so awkward, I guess. Not if he was a great dancer, then he could lead your steps. It would be fun. This is some top-notch dialogue.
God
Oh,
damn.
this chapter just keeps on going. Maybe, but I don't know any great dancers I'd feel comfortable with. Again, the shining eyes. Sean,
Fucking.
what are you thinking? HBK smiled sexily. Is that a word? It is now. Oh my god. What a great
When you
segment
can't
this
think of it, can we describe
is. What a
it?
great segment. Well, you know me, and I'm a pretty good dancer. He stood up slowly and took the Undertaker's hand. Come dance with me, big guy. It'll be fun, I promise.
What's Ryback doing it?
Oh no. The Undertaker felt himself blushing even more, and he didn't understand why. Sean, we're too old for this, and I'm not that good. Oh, stop making excuses, Mark, Sean scolded, trying to drag him to his feet. Getting nowhere, he was struck with an idea suddenly. Oh, I get it, he said, with a sidelong glance. You're afraid to dance with a
Oh,
heartbreak kid.
come on. That's so
No,
fucking cliche.
Is he gonna lap dance?
Mark blinked. What? Sean smiled. You're scared to dance with me. Guess you don't think you can handle this, he said, indicating his perfect body. Why did I get this chapter?
Because you
Why
the
can I
voices
have had
so
the
well.
short chapter Tay had last week?
Yeah, I'm sad I
You-
couldn't do this one.
You dodged a top-notch bullet here. Who was I? I lost where I was, actually. I just got my Be Real as well.
Right, perfect.
Alright.
His-
Keep going.
His perfect body.
Yeah, thank you. Which is perfectly understandable, all things considered. Sean, the dead man, growled, face now very much red. I ain't afraid of nothing, especially not you. Still had an
Yeehaw!
accent there. He stood up and all but dragged HBK over to the dance floor, still grumbling. He put one arm around the smaller man's waist. Well, show me what you got, Michaels. Start dancing. Sean hid his smile. Well, that was easy, he thought, as the music changed. If you insist, but who's going to be the girl? Oh, God. The Undertaker's green eyes widened as he realised his mistake. How the hell did Sean accomplish what no one before had? Who else tried this?
Do they try?
How many people,
Do they try
Someone
often?
how
tries
many
every
people
week.
try to seduce the Undertaker on a daily basis? Fucking hell.
Brian Kendrick was the one that came closest, I reckon. Just commands respect.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
right. Anyway, I actually forgot where I was again. This is just too funny. Okay. The thought made him laugh, and HBK laughed as well. Whatever, I'll be the girl, the former Lord of Darkness said, feeling something between ridiculous and insane. Got that right.
Why are my
Good.
pants so tight?
Sean closed his eyes, waiting for the next song to start. It says starts, not start. As it begins, a large grin spread on his lips. Where else would it spread?
I don't know, on his asshole
And
or
eventually
something?
became
I
a
don't
fit of
know.
laughter. The Undertaker listened as well, face becoming a mask of surprise and disgust. Oh fuck, he mouthed as the other couples began dancing. Watch Your Fantasy by Ludacris was playing.
Oh, I didn't see that one coming. You got me there.
Sean moved very close to him, smiling. Come on, girl, let's dance, he teased. In one fluid
God.
motion, he had his arms around the dead man's waist, one leg between the phenom's long ones. Long ones, for fuck's sake. Oh, Christ. Don't be so stiff, Taker, he said with a chuckle, swaying his hips suggestively. Oh, Jesus Christ. It was obvious he was making Mark uncomfortable, and Sean was loving every second of it. He'd be running for his seat any second now, he thought with a wicked grin, expecting it to happen any second. This is quite sinister, actually.
Here's a bit.
Sean's
They
got
also
some
said any
issues.
second twice in like one sentence, which is weird.
Well, he didn't... is that what you're picking up on?
Literally, like, I mean, fucking hell. If you're gonna write smut, write it properly.
Hey, this is only chapter 3. Maybe they pick it up.
How much more could it pick?
Taya bemoaned sexily.
I smiled grimly.
What he didn't expect to happen was for the Undertaker to begin dancing, which he did after a while. And not just dancing, but dancing really well. Against his will, his eyes wandered to the Phenom's gyrating hips and stayed there.
I need an author's note. The Undertaker hit the gritty, just to help me out. Okay, sorry, keep going.
He's kind of hot, HBK thought, before he could stop himself. Really hot. He gave a little gasp of surprise as the Undertaker went down low, taking Shawn with him. Jeez, you're good.
What, did you do, like a slut drop or what?
We'll never know.
We did a slut drop, but grabbed Shawn Michaels as he did.
What the fuck, man?
Sorry, I just inadvertently read ahead a couple of lines and seeing what the next song is.
Go ahead. I'm excited.
Okay. I'll go back to the previous line. Geez, you're good, Shawn commented as they stood straight again. Still staring, he could only think that Taker danced like a really good stripper, almost.
God!
Of course I am,
mind.
Mark
Jesus
answered with a
Christ.
grin. He rarely danced, but when he did, he knew he was good. He could see it in the eyes of everyone around him. He could see it in Shawn's eyes now. And, my face is up here, he said with a laugh. Shawn blushed. You make a good chick, Taker, he mumbled angrily. Angrily? You wanted this. Act just like one. Thanks, you too. At that point, HBK laughed even more and took Mark's hand. Well, since that's settled, let's go dazzle the crowd, shall we? You know how I am.
I'm imagining the Yakuza like dance scenes now.
Yeah. HBK mad zesty.
You be twerking on it. You do be twerking.
The Undertaker thought for a moment and then took a deep swallow of his drink. Alright,
that's
let's
not-
go steal the show.
Swallow it. Sorry, keep going.
What
I
is
need.
going
You ready for the
on?
song change?
I don't think I am.
No,
Well tough.
I'm so not ready.
As Buttons by the Pussycat Dolls began to play. The two large men made their way to the centre of the dance floor, already drawing a lot of attention. Without a word, Shawn stood behind the Undertaker, pulling him close. Let's make this good, eh? Shawn asked in a low voice, and smiled when he saw the dead man nod. At the same time, they began to sway their hips in sync, slowly and perfectly with the music. Shawn ran his hands through his own hair before running them down the Undertaker's long legs and up again.
Holy fuck me.
He's moving in, isn't he?
Yeah.
He followed Mark's lead as he went low, lower than Shawn had ever gone before, and nearly fell over with a chuckle. This is pretty low, actually. It has reached a new low.
I'm so glad Matt's reading this chapter because you can just tell how uncomfortable he's being whilst reading this.
I'm not sure who's the most uncomfortable out of the three of us. I'm incredibly uncomfortable hearing this.
Laugh by ourselves.
And this was all your idea as well. You did this. There's no bell to ring.
I know.
Keep going. You
You'll be
see how the
pleased to know that
chapter-
I'm on the final page now. So
Fucking hell. Right, keep going.
okay. The Undertaker smiled and bent forwards, looking between his legs to see Shawn lying on the floor, damn near humping the ground.
What the fuck? So Otis is doing the worm in a way.
That's hot, he thought with a laugh, before straightening up with a toss of his hair as HBK resumed his place behind him.
I don't think it's going to be tossing. Sorry.
They're all watching, the dead man remarked, and Shawn smiled. Sure enough, everyone in the club had stopped dancing, and all eyes were on them as they sort of grinded. Okay. That's so fucking hot, one girl whispered to her boyfriend, licking her lips. Ugh.
No, they didn't. They did not say that.
No
one said that. They said call security. That's what they said.
Why are these two 45-year-old men with a massive height disparity, one of which is wearing lots of eye makeup to make him look dead?
You know,
I-
you know what this is. You know, when It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they're doing the dance routine, and then it cuts to real life, and they're like fucking lazing about and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the vibes I'm getting from this.
It's Undertaker looking there awkward as Shawn just humps the floor.
Exactly. Snorting
Unfortunately,
coke.
the guy actually agrees because he says, "I'll say," he answered, too busy staring to notice the look she gave him. Suddenly, "Throw It On Me" by Timbaland came on. The Undertaker.
This is a time capsule for
It
2007.
really
Absolutely
is.
bangers, to be fair. Dropping banger after banger.
Alright.
The Undertaker turned to face Shawn, hair tousled. Weren't the Divas in this? He asked, vaguely remembering Vince going on and on about it for weeks. Shawn shrugged.
Wow.
I don't know, but I kind of like it. He put his arms on Taker's shoulders, pulling him closely to him. Let's keep dancing, this is fun. He looked at everyone staring at them. Don't just watch us, dance. He's encouraging them. Soon enough, everyone was dancing, somewhat lost in the
God.
song and the energy coming from the two wrestlers in the centre of the room. Shawn and Taker broke out all their best moves, glad to be with another decent dancer for the first time in a
Best
long time.
moves. Sorry, there's a bit of inconsistency within this story.
Yeah. That's the problem. When the song was over, both men were laughing as they made their way back to their tables and then outside to get some fresh air. Why haven't I gone partying with you before this? Shawn panted. You're amazing. There aren't many people who can even hope to keep up with me the way you can.
Ooh.
Taker smiled, hands on his hips. You're not half bad yourself. We should do this more often. Agreed. Both men were silent for a moment, when they noticed what song was playing inside. Hey Taker, what's cooler than being ice cool?
Oh no! Oh god!
I need to compose myself. I'll go back to that. I'll go back to the last line. Both men were silent for a moment when they noticed what song was playing back inside. Hey Taker, what's cooler than being ice cool? The Undertaker laughed. Ice cold, baby, he said as he walked back in through the door. Hey ya, blaring, with every
That's not even the
intention of
line.
dancing the night
That's
away.
not even the fucking line! What's cooler than being ice cool? No! Fuck me.
It's not the line.
What's cooler than being cool?
Yeah,
This is not.
I inadvertently
right.
misspoke. It does actually say what's cooler than being cool.
Oh, my bad.
I was just getting ahead of
apologise to the
myself.
author.
You know what, Matt? Don't bastardise this great work of literature.
Yes,
with your
I made fun of this
misreadings.
person for no reason.
Oh, I didn't tell you to make fun
That
of
was
them.
the only thing wrong. That was the only bit wrong with the entire thing.
Awesome thing, yeah, of course. Anyways, go ahead.
So, what did you guys think of that one?
Oh, it's finished.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, okay. I thought that was another line of the thing. Like,
No,
Taker and-
it ended with "Hey ya" blaring.
what do I think? I
Yeah.
feel like I need to jam some fucking steel rods into my ears so I can never ever hear anything as horrible as that ever again. 'Cause fuck me.
Jam that jam.
God damn. I can't wait for the next chapter.
Hamish is reading
That
the next
one,
as well,
I
so.
thought.
Oh god.
The first couple, you could clearly tell there was some. They were big wrestling fans. There was some references to Brian Kendrick, friend of the show,
Mm-hmm.
and other things that only a wrestling fan would know. This one could have been copy and pasted from any filth,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and copy and pasted the word Mark, Shawn, and occasionally Taker, and just songs from the day.
I will say it wasn't very unique to the wrestling aesthetic. It was very generic, and even then, it wasn't very like enticing. Like when you talk about dancing, you can kind of talk a bit more steamy than what they did. I would rate it probably about a 4 out of 10, just due to lost potential.
I would say the actual dancing description is less important than like what's going on between the characters.
No, but the thing
during
the thing
dancing
is
scene.
like you can spice it up a bit during the dance. See what they do, awkward eye contact and stuff like that. But no, it was just Shawn humping the floor. Like
you're saying you want to rewrite it? Is that what you're saying?
no, I'm just saying like if we're gonna provide feedback, then like if you're gonna do it like that, then commit, innit? Don't just don't just make it so generic.
Tab could rewrite it.
Could potentially.
Yeah, why not?
Tab rewrites the Shawn Michaels Taker fanfiction.
Yeah, why not? I'll show up this random person who probably made it like 10 years ago. She probably has like a husband and some kids. I'm gonna message her as like, listen, bitch, do you remember what you fucking did with this thing? It was horrible, and now I've rewritten it, and now it got banned off the site.
Well, no one said to like bully her about it.
Yeah, I mean,
That was entirely
maybe
on
don't
you.
open the conversation with "Listen, bitch." I don't think that's.
That's how other authors speak to me. It's just a thing.
Which
Oh,
authors are you
man.
speaking to?
Do you know-
Too many.
And do you start with them saying "Listen, bitch"? Maybe.
I think
their
once when I was
response is
steamed, I accidentally
kind
did.
of warranted sometimes.
Yeah. I think it was just to be fair, I did know them, and I feel like I know this author right now just by reading her work. I don't want to know them, but I do. What a day.
I think I wasn't like they need less description of the actual dancing and more
Wrestling
character
terminology, you know?
moments between.
They should have done some wrestling moves
Yeah,
on the
if
dance
it-
floor. That would have been funny.
Yeah, it would have been good if they ran into some mid carders while they were there.
Like Yakuza.
Oh shit! It's Finley and Mr. Kennedy.
What's
man.
Heidenreich doing here?
Why is Hardcore Holly following
Oh
us?
no!
Oh wow.
God, I really hope Hardcore Holly's in this one.
Yeah, me too, man. I hope he shows up in some way, shape, or form.
I hope you
But
enjoyed
yeah.
my audible audition. That was
You made it a bit too erotic, I feel.
how
That was not
I just
my
read
issue.
the words on the screen, man.
Yes, exactly. That's how powerful the script is.
Oh, well, thank you all for listening for this episode of the Atletifo Wrestling Podcast. Thanks, Matt and Tab.
No
You're
worries.
welcome,
Thanks for
I
having
think.
me.
Tune in next week for more riveting Shawn Michaels and Undertaker action.
Hmm.
Potentially another episode of I Got Goosebumps. And we have a theme for next week.
We could do wrestlers and acting.
Wrestlers and acting.
Will that be our first in-person podcast? Maybe.
Potentially.
Potentially.
Could do. Could do. Wait, are you implying all of these have not been in person? Because, listener, they have. Okay. Completely. We never lie to our audience, ever.
No, never.
Not
Gold
even
I
Dust
love
is
that
Cody
part.
Rhodes' dad.
Thank you very much for listening to this episode of the Atletifo Wrestling Podcast. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Atletifo Podcast so you never miss another episode.